Jump. I've not analyzed jump before. I've not
Okay.
also traded it before, but for 50 index is
Okay, sir.
one of the pairs that I'm a little familiar with.
Okay, sir.
I even sent the chart for 50 index today. So let's see. Let's start with that for today's live so that that might help you manage your trade.
Okay, sir.
Good. So are you in a buy or in a sell?
I'm in a buy.
Good. So you can see are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen, sir.
Perfect. So this is the 50 index on 24 hour that
Okay.
we have. From the way it looks, we can see that it's on a downtrend. Okay, it's been selling from is it last 2024, November, December up to now. And
Okay.
around around just a second.
Okay, sir.
Around this session here, there is this
Yes, sir.
consolidation that is giving us something of like a reversal pattern that could lead to probably a pullback. Okay. So
Okay.
normally what I would do is I will look at where, let's say, where this sell started from, which is the top here, to
Okay.
where it's ending here, which is down here, and that would be my swing range. So, but that information is a whole lot, but
Wow. Yes, sir.
that can teach us a lot. So I will use my Fibonacci to measure that, and then I will see if in case there's going to be a pullback, so meaning that we are looking to trade reversal or kind of a
Yes.
pullback or against the trend. So if there's going to be a pullback, where is the most important level that it can get to? So from the measurement on the fib like this, the most easiest place it can get to is 23.6%, which is here. So I'm going to put my line there at the high, the important high that is around that price. And I'm going to note that area like this. So that this is the most this is all I need. So I get that most important high because if price is going to retrace, it will reach out to that place first. Now, from that high, we have to look at it well to see if it has the characteristics that we can use to validate it as a valid high. So from this high, what we need to look at is, did this high take out a previous low? So we can see there's these lows here. So this high took out this previous low, which means from this high can be seen as a valid high, okay, or a reference high. Now, from this high, after taking these lows, we got this small low here and a little pullback again for a high. And that also gave us this low. And after that, that also pulled back and gave us this high here. I hope you are following.
I'm flowing. I'm with you, sir.
Perfect. So because we want to, if we're looking, I'm looking at a pullback, I'll look at price reaching out to 23.8%. That is my point of interest on the higher time frame. Um, so the most recent high, which is this right here, we can see that that also is valid because it took out the previous low. Okay, so that is market structure. But we can see
Yes,
that
sir.
from that high, price pulled back into what we called it's it pulled back into premium above 50%. Then it sold, but it failed to give us a new low. This failure swing is a sign that we are likely to see price getting us a reversal or a bigger pullback. And because this has been tested, this premium zone has been tested. Okay, you can see that when I pull this here, price hits 78.6%, and then it drops. Then it goes back into the discount, 61.8, drops but fails to make a new low. Pulls back into it, 50% fails. Then pulls back into it, fails. Pulls back into it, and then now it breaks those internal 50%, 61%, 8.8% highs. So where the easiest point it can reach out to right now is here to test the 78.6% again. If it closes above it, then we are going to have what I call indication. An indication that above here, price will want to now reach out to the 23.6%. I hope you get my point.
I'm with you, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfect. So if we get that close above, then it will give the indication. Without the close above, we are just testing these highs and it will create a pool of liquidity or strong resistance. So we have to look at where is price right now. Price is here right now. Okay. And there is also another thing that I want you to pay attention to. See that from below here, price, we have a low, a lower high, kind of relative equal high or lower high, higher low, sorry, higher low, higher low, higher low. So though it's ranging and moving up sideways, it's giving us a sign of an uptrend. Okay, so that alone can also tell us that the market is trying to go higher. Okay, so until we see a break of structure here, we cannot say that we will be looking for sales. Okay,
Okay.
so that until that happens, we cannot. But that is from the higher time frame. But we can study the characteristics around what is happening here, so that if we want to, so that we can predict an early sell before it happens. I hope you get the point.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because from here, the next point it should reach out to is this high. Is this high here? Okay, but we need to really get a reason for price to sell from here without reaching out to that point. So that should be our job now. So let's now move into the smaller time frame to see what is happening. Okay. So from the smaller time frame perspective, if you look at this area where price is always stopping, you can note here as something like a resistance support zone.
Yes, sir. Something
For you see, every time price hit this area, it drops, it pulls down, hit down, hit down. But now We go above it. So what this means is that sellers are active here. 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 Okay. So what will happen if the sellers becomes inactive? I'm asking you.
The market will buy.
Good. So if the sellers
Buy.
becomes weaken, the market will use the power the sellers were using to push price down to now move up, which is what we call resistance turn support. But you can only see the sellers have become weak per the formation of the candle or by using either a BOS or a momentum break. Okay, a momentum close above or break. That's the only way. That's the only way. Okay, that's the only way.
Yes, sir.
Good. So let me see. Just a second. Just a second.
Yes, sir.
Trying to check something on my phone. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay. So um, and that's exactly what has happened. Okay. So if you zoom here very well, you will see that per this candle, you see this bullish candle
Sir.
that closed above the sellers. This
Yes.
is what we want to see, what we are looking for. It's a momentum candle. So it got us a close above them. So this is indicating to us that above these sellers here, the market will be bullish. So sometimes after getting the indication, you need a pullback or correction. Okay. So what we will need to buy is price should constantly stay above the source sellers, which is above this line from this point off. As long as price is above there, it's a bullish market. Okay. Though overall, this whole pair is bearish. But from the information we have here, from the information we have here, above those sellers, it is a bullish market until price drops down and takes this out. Then by getting us a bearish engulfing that takes it out, we cannot say price is going to sell. Then it will be more likely for it to reach out to here, this point, than to do that. So sometimes to price can give you the indication, intention, but after that, it will push back into the range like this and give you the bearish engulfing or bearish indication. And then with that, it will sell first. Probably to sell, give you a pull, a sell like this. And when that sell finishes, then it will now go up. Probably clear all this liquidity piling here by this sideway marketing, something like that, and probably go up, close above that place again, and then go up, and then move. So this is what could happen or what it can do. Okay. So now let's go to the lower time and then really, really, really see is price likely is price likely going to give us a bearish move. Please, can you mute? Can you mute?
Lokacin ni mosquito gaskiya.
Can price what to make price drop down to give a bearish engulfing or close below this sellers so that the sellers will take charge again? This is what we want to study inside this place. So let's zoom into the lower time frame there and see what is happening here. Good. So I'll go first to 8 hour. On the 8 hour time frame, this is the way it looks. So let's measure this range from here to here, and then let's see where price is. So price is currently at 78.6%. It's pushed up to hit there. And then, so you can see price is hitting. So price first hit 78.6%, drop back to retest 61, move up to hit 78 again. So if it stays above the 78, it's likely to reach out to 100%. Why am I saying this? Because I'm saying this because if you look at here where price hit and dropped, the meaning of that is sellers are sitting there. There's resistance at the left side here. Okay, so let me go back to good. There is resistance here. That's why price hit there and pulled down. Okay, so now we go up and we close above the resistance. Okay, we get a close above the resistance. But there is something important here. You could see that there is rejections here, and there is this bearish candle that rejected or hit sweep the high, the previous bullish candle's high, and then pulled back half of it. And the next series 8 hour candles, all of them have been rejecting. Move up, reject, move up, reject, move up. This bullish candle went up, but the current 8 hour candle also swept its high and is currently pointing down with a bearish formation. I hope you can see that.
Yes, sir.
So the only thing we will need for price to buy from where it is for it to stay above this place, the sellers, which is exactly here. Okay, where I'm putting this, let me make this line. What is it? Let me make this line, yeah, a big line. Good. Why am I saying that? Because that is the high that price hit and then dropped. We hit here, we drop down. Now we go and close body with a momentum candle above, which is this bullish candle. We close above, signaling that there is buying power above this resistance. Now we have price drop down, drop down, drop down, and we have another bullish candle that came down, reject from below here, and then goes up and closes above this small bearish uh, this candle. So though there are rejections up here telling us that there is resistance, a lot of sellers are here trying to short. Okay, we've also seen a rejection below here telling us that so there is kind of a fight. So that's what is happening. There's a consolidation now. But as long as price is above this line, which is where the body close happen, the bullish body close happen, is going to buy and reach out to that high, which is the line I've put up here. Okay, so we don't need this 8-hour candle to engulf and close below. We don't need that. If that is to happen, it's going to sell. The sellers will take charge again. Okay, so we need it to stay above in order to buy. Now let's go back into 4-hour and see what is happening there. On 4-hour, we can see that exactly there's resistance here. We have a close above resistance, which is indication. We have price coming down and then also closing body below the resistance. Look at this. This bearish close is an indication for selling activity below that line, for sellers to take charge. So the only thing that will save your buy, the buy, is this current 4-hour candle should not close below here, below this bullish candle. Okay. The moment it also closes, is engulfing now. The moment, and I think that 4-hour candle opened it's not even one hour into it. So it can still reject up, but if it closes below this and gets, that would mean another sell confirmation. If that happens, so another bearish close below the resistance. If that happens, sellers are going to be in charge from the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so that is another thing. The other thing we should look for, let me go to 1 hour and see what is happening. So from 1 hour, this where we can now frame our setup. Normally, what I will look for is there any break of structure from what we are seeing? Okay, so we have a swing highs here, price drop down, give us a higher high. Now drops down, hit here, goes up, failure swing, comes down and break internal structure. Okay, which is this close below the resistance here. Now, price moves impulsively to go above, but currently we are seeing an engulfing candle on the 1 hour. Is it going to hold? Is it going to stand? We don't know. Okay, but it shouldn't close below this line. It should stay above in order for a bullish market to keep a bullish market. Okay, from 1 hour. So the 1 hour candle is going to close in the next 6 minutes. The 1 hour candle is going to close in the next 6 minutes. So it's going to close in the next 6 minutes. Another thing that is very important here. So from the smaller time frame, let's say 4 hour, we need a close below this area here is going to be a sell, but the sell will only be to this point. From the 4 hour, we will need a close below here, which will be a break of structure in order for the market to reverse and sell. Okay, so if this sell is going to hold, the TP should be here. So an entry from here Stop loss should be a little bit here. And then we come here. Okay, this is what I would say for now, like this. Then if we get a close below here, then we are now getting a daily time frame, 8-hour time frame confirmation for more sales. The other thing I wanted to look at, so you can start taking decision. I mean, you cannot stay in loss whilst you are seeing loss. There should be a point where you will accept that you will close your losses to minimize. Trade management is important. Okay. If the meeting
Close it.
if the meeting closes, I will send a new link, okay, so that we can now take an entry. We are going to make money on this pair right now. I don't know if you checked the groups, but I sent this setup. I don't know if you were in the groups. Okay. You see, I was initially selling that. This was the sell that I took because I had seen this is likely to happen. And this is the analysis leading to me selling. Okay, so you can see, but the sell is, it is a sell stop, though I took an early sell. So we are now getting a confirmation for the sell stop. Okay, so you can see where the entry is, and above here is a buy, below here is a sell. Okay, so we are going to take the sell because we are going to get the 1-hour candle close. If it doesn't close, we will buy. But if it close below, we are going to go in for a sell. Good. So, but another thing I want you guys to see is from this 1-hour time frame. So there is a internal break of structure and indication for a sell around here. Now, the other thing also is that I can see, I always like to see my head and shoulder. Okay, it's very, very, very interesting for me. So I can see from this low, we make an internal high here. We drop to make a neckline. So, and then we make a head. We have a left shoulder and neckline head. Where is the neckline here? Price head drops into the left shoulder's neckline, and then we make a right shoulder. So price drops to test the neckline, go up again, drop, move, and then breaks the neckline. Once we break, we look for pullback, and then we can take our entry. So the entry should, as a matter of fact, that's why I was selling from the top here. I wasn't waiting for the confirmation. Okay, because I know this pattern like this is going to play, is likely to play. Okay, so you will see this exactly. So if we go above, if we were to be going above this trend line here, the neckline, then it's a bullish market. Okay, and this line here is the support resistance, PSR, precision support resistance. It also happens to be exactly on the neckline. It crosses the neckline. So if price drops down and closes, okay, below, okay, the precision support resistance, the neckline, then it means two things. We are one below the head and the shoulders neck or trend line, and we are below the precision support. So one first entry is from here, second entry is also from here. But that entry down here is going to be more important, more better. So you take the entry here, your stop loss is going to be big. It's going to be above because it's only when price closes above here that you can be wrong for this setup. If price doesn't close above here, you are not wrong. So that is, let's see what is happening on 30 minutes. On 30 minutes.
It has closed.
What?
The 1 hour has closed.
1 hour has closed, yes. So let's look at okay, so this is the area trend neckline for the head and the shoulder. Now let's look at what is happening here. Is there a shift in structure? Is there a shift here in market structure
No.
here?
Yeah, that is it.
Good. Or
Nice.
maybe 15 minutes might give us a better idea. Good. So we have within even that smaller thing that we have a high, we have a neck, higher high, relative equal highs, a neckline, break, price retests to form a right shoulder, indication on the neckline, a break. So though we've not closed below the precision support resistance yet from the top here, we have a break of structure and we have another head and a shoulder pattern forming now. And we have an imbalance. We have like a fair value gap here, which is also like an order block. So you can see there is an order block here. Failed block. This block failed. So price could come into it with a fair value gap right in it. Price could come into it and then drop. But I will look for, with this break of structure, I will look for probably a premium entry, like 61.8, 78.6%. So let me reset the entry into here. Exactly here. I'm refining the entry into here, and the stop loss is above here. So we are going to sell. So let's wait for it. Okay.
Okay.
So two and
Or
two.
if it close below.
Two and the close. Now we have a break of structure in the internal. What is up? We have a head and a shoulder pattern. We have a break of structure. So we don't need price to close below the precision support resistance to take an entry. We can take an early entry from the top, and our stop loss range is not too big. So even if it goes up again and closes above this to still go bullish, maybe we will not lose much if you manage risk well. Okay, that is more better to get a better entry, but it is more safer to wait for price to keep coming down, and give a better close below here before you can now find an entry. Though after that close, price will still push up to retest before it come again. You know, it's still consolidating. Okay.
Yes.
So, but the optimum entry is where I've put this here. That is the optimum entry. Now let's measure this from the top here. I will send a new link if the meeting closes. Let's measure here also. See here. Okay. So we have price pulling back into like equilibrium, 61, 50% equilibrium, which is perfect, which is a sweet spot. So I'm guessing price might want to reach to here, 23, and then push back to 50, and then fall back